Hi everybody, this is Kelly, also known on Twitter as KellAnn1977, and it is 3:37 Friday. I was just going over my posting. Huh? I was going over my research paper for actually both of my classes. So I have a research report, and then I have a research, what I consider essay, which is different from each other. So I was just going over the essay, and I always have a problem. After I take my Word document and I hand it in to my teacher, and if she gives the feedback, or the other students are giving the feedback, or I'm using e-tutoring and I open it back up, say a week later, it's always messed up. I don't know what's causing it. It's quite annoying because then I have to highlight everything and mess around with all the settings, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's like my computer updating Word, and maybe that's what's messing it up. But I always have to spend at least 20 minutes trying to fix it. So I did that, and then I made it big. So I like to go into print because you can see each page far away, and you can kind of see what it looks like. So I did that, and I have 5.5 pages right now. Now she wanted it 5 to 7. Your first draft only needs to be 3. My first draft was the 5.5. Now I don't remember. I have to look online. I don't remember if I already revised it or not, because I wrote it out without the cover page and the references, and I gave it to e-tutoring to look at, and I can't remember if I already revised it once from them and gave it to the teacher. So I don't have enough time to try to do it now. It's Friday. This has to be due Monday, and I'm still waiting on them to give me some advice on my other paper from 2 days ago. So it's just one more week, basically 10 days of school, and I'm done for, let's see, about 33 days before I go back. But I usually start a week early just to try to get ahead of the game. Especially with science classes, there's so much reading involved in research. So I'm not sure about that, but I figured I go online, I look real quick, because 2 weeks ago we had to give our first draft. But I believe I wrote it up, gave it to e-tutoring, revised it before I gave it to my teacher the first time. So if that is the case, then I'll just have to see. I'm gonna ask my I already asked my husband. He's doing laundry right now. So when he gets back, he's going to take a look at it. He's going to read it, because I noticed from looking the way I said with the print button, like if I'm going to print it out, I have huge paragraphs. But because I have to have it on 130%, I don't really notice how huge they are. So I was able to take one and make a new paragraph. There's still 2 of them that are super long. And it's kind of hard when you are doing this and you're talking about the same topic, subject. You have to have the paragraphs perfectly when you're trying to make it a smaller paragraph, or it's not going to make sense. And sometimes I do have that problem where they'd be like, say, each tutor would be like, oh, well, you should have like waited 3 more sentences and then made a new paragraph, because now you got like part of what you're talking about in something else when it should be connected to this one. I do have that issue. And I have that issue of repeating myself 2 paragraphs later. But again, with dyslexia, which has to do with reading and writing, spelling, I'm always gonna have these small little errors that other people may not. So that just happens. And this is why I start my stuff so early, just so I have the time to get the best grade that I possibly can with my learning disability. I've only used my special recommendations in one class, the 3 years I've been at CCB. So I think that's pretty good. When I go over to the 4-year college, I will absolutely be utilizing my special recommendations. I'm going to have to. Especially when I'm going to have to sit in lectures and I can't take notes and listen at the same time. My brain can't do two things like that. So I'll do what I have to do so that I get the best possible grade. And I made the homemade soup yesterday. I don't think I showed anybody. I just put it in the fridge in the container. But and then this is what I made 2 days ago. My anchoritos. So that is still in there. But because the beef soup, of course, is made with beef, it leaves that grease and it bothers my stomach. I had 2 bowls yesterday, but it's not really filling. I like to add a lot of extra stuff to mine. A lot of vegetables, a lot of the potatoes and rice or noodles or something like that. My husband doesn't like it like that. But he did say the potatoes came out good. Pre-cooked them in the microwave before I added them. And then it was just a normal bag of mixed frozen vegetables. Broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower with the potatoes and the meat. So it wasn't really filling like I like it. When I make a soup, onions and peppers, carrots, potatoes, like I said, some kind of a rice or a pasta, the meat, tomatoes, French style green beans. I'll put the peas and mushrooms and corn, and I like it all in there. Cabbage, I throw everything in there. Broccoli, doesn't matter. So I don't know. We have a $10 coupon for Pizza Hut, and my husband's been gone for already 3 hours. He just started laundry, and we have about 4 weeks worth of clothes. So basically, almost everything's dirty in the house. So I was just thinking about using $10 coupon. You can use it online. You have to order at least $20 worth of food, and then it will take off 10. So I'll probably just do that for dinner tonight. They have a lot of good packages. I won't do the box meal for 20, even though I love their chicken boneless little bites, because you're only allowed one topping. By the time we make it the way we like, it's like $30 later. It's ridiculous. So I think I'll probably do the $20 special that they have. I think you can get up to three toppings. They're like medium pizzas, and it comes with something else. Probably end up doing that. Or I can get like 2 medium pizzas and add a couple extra toppings, and then there's something else that they have on there for $5 that they're doing that kind of thing, like Domino's Pizza. Buy at least 2 of these things and it'll be $5 a piece unless you want extra stuff on it. And then the other night I was really sick. I went to bed kind of early, and I got up about 6 hours later, and I was thirsty and I didn't want water. So I'm going between diet soda, almond milk, and then I finally started to drink the water. Probably had about 5 cups of fluid. I felt so dehydrated. And about 5 minutes later, I was in the bathroom. So sometimes I get like this. Don't really know why. The doctor doesn't know why. I'll just wake up and be feeling dehydrated. And my skin is just awful. Winter, I always get really bad dry skin, especially on my nose. Go ahead, put the lotion on, and my whole face was red. The lotion's irritating it because it's so sensitive. And I just think that's because we're up here and there's not a lot of moisture. We can't open up the windows. We get the heat from the guy from downstairs that comes up, and it's a dry heat. So this can happen, and I don't go out in the winter a lot because of my bone disease. It can be very, very painful. So for my English class, my teacher is still 3 journals behind. And I was under the impression she would give some real advice on the first draft. The only thing that she said to me about my references was to try to get at least one academic peer study on this. Well, I tried. The librarian can't find anything. Not for academic. Now, if it was something with the government and it was a study period with, a health provider, but that's not what she wants me to use. And I have 8 sources. The references was just to pick 3 of the strong ones you had at the time and then write a paragraph about it. What it's about. So I did that and I got 100 on it. So, I think 8 sources, even if I don't have an academic peer study thing, report is fine. All she wanted was 3 to 4 sources to begin with, so I got a lot more for her. So this is the second draft is due the 10th, and then the 17th is when the final paper is due, that you will post in a form so that everybody can read it. And you just gotta make some comments on a couple of them. And then she has a reflection in her journal, which I'm not sure, what that's gonna be. Sometimes teachers will say, like, this is my second class with a journal. And some teachers will want your journal just to be on what you're learning in school. And then other teachers, they want you to be a little bit more personal and talk about, whoa, well, I could have did better this week, but because this was going on in my personal life, they don't mind that. It's more surreal for them, and they feel like you're actually talking to them like a friend and not like a teacher. So I had one that was like this in a science class where, it just said reflection posting, and then when she unlocked it, you could see what it was, and it was like a 2-page essay on what you learned, what you could have did better, what your strengths were, how you think you can use this information in other classes or in a career. She wanted you to talk about how you're going to continue to be in the career that you are now, or do you want a different career and branch off in a different way. So it really depends. Sometimes they'll just be like, oh, write 1 or 2 paragraphs about your experience, this semester, and other times they'll want a little bit more detail. So I don't know what that's going to entail at all. So I tried to play a couple games last night. Horror game, Welcome to Hanway, or Hanwell. It's a horror game, and this one was $20. And what I did was I got the other one that he released that was $8 that had 6 of the places you need to go to, and then that game was just you were already at these places, and then he told you things like, you have to do things. He basically made it sound like that was like a second game, because it was like, oh, well, if you played the first one, Welcome to Hanwell, then you would know that this doctor that you were briefly hearing about wasn't actually in the game, and this time he's going to be in the game, and you're going to figure out and find out who exactly he is. Okay, and then he said, Welcome to Hanwell is an open world game. Okay, so start off the same place as the other game. This is a $20 game. The only thing different about it was the monster actually could attack you. So the monster killed me twice Once I was paying attention to where he was by listening to the gates open and close, I was able to get away from him no problem. Then you exit. You have to hold 2 weapons and decide which one you want to take with you. You get a flashlight and a radio. Then you hear alarms going, kind of like Silent Hill, and the monster comes and you gotta kill it. Then you go into a house. This is the same house from the other one, but you can't bring any weapons with you. So you go in the house, you do what it wants you to do, you leave, and you have no weapon. So I'm like, what happened to the weapon? It just disappears. Then you're walking down the walkway, and there's another house that you can enter. So I enter it. And again, this house looks kind of familiar. And it has the same ghosts, the same papers that you're reading. You have to enter this house to be able to figure out where you need to go next, which is church. Well, now I leave the house, the sirens go on. There's a monster and a ghost girl, and I have no weapons still. Can't find any weapons. I can't run around the ghost girl. If she pushes you 4 times, the 4th time you die. But as you're trying to run away from her and try to go around her, she disappears and reappears right in front of you. So what are you supposed to do? And I mean, I tried like 5 times. And it's like every time it reloads to that area as when you just left the house, she's always there. It's not like, okay, well, you died 4 times, so we'll let you walk a little bit, see if you can find a weapon before she respawns. Just like she's there. And it's quite annoying. And the $8 game was a lot like that. It would just, these ghosts and demons and stuff would just be right on top of you, like waiting for you to wake up or something. So some people have said, just try to run away from her and keep an eye open because you'll see random weapons in weird places. And, well, that's not exactly fun. I mean, I went to 2 houses. One, I couldn't bring my weapon, so you automatically lose it. The other one, I should have been able to find a weapon inside, I think. Something. And you need the weapon to even block her. So you can't even block her without a weapon. So that you don't take damage and you can try to just walk around her. So that one seems like it's going to be very, very frustrating. For $20, it shouldn't be frustrating. He didn't update it at all. He's not interested in doing it. He made it seem like in June of last year, I'm going to update it, and I fixed the lighting and the flashlight, and I got a lot of things going on in my personal life, but I'm not going to walk away from this project. But you haven't updated it in over a year. You walked away from it and you don't care. And you're still getting the $20, $20, $20. And I don't always buy a game and play it right away. I buy them when they're on sale, and it could be 6 months later, and now I can't get my money back. That's not right. This War of Mine, I emailed them 2 days ago, telling them about my problem, that I still can't play the game, that I'm very upset. I got the season pass. I waited 9 months for the second story to come out, and when they released the second story, whatever they did, broke the original game. So you can't play it at all. So I'm quite upset about that because I bought the season pass. I waited 9 months for the second story to come out, and you can't get your money back now. Steam will say, oh, well, not our problem. Well, that's not right. And it's been 2 days and you haven't even written me back. I went to your personal website to get your email so I could write to you and try to get some help. Just some feedback back saying, oh, well, we understand your problem now. You explained it. We'll look into fixing it as soon as possible, but there's been nothing. So, not really good. And there's been a couple of games like Don't Starve Together. Me and my husband played it for 4 months together, and all of a sudden there was an update, and I can't go into his world. He can't go into my world. Well, what's the sense of having a game if we can't play together? That's the whole point. So again, that's another game that I spent money on. That's a waste of money. I'm not going to buy any DLCs for it because I have the standalone. So they're just losing out on money. So I beat 3 games so far since being in school for 14 weeks. So when I do finally start my vacation, after next week, I plan on getting more into the Mass Effect where I have time to be able to play it. What's the other one? Mass Effect, I want to do. I want to play some of the new Grand Theft Auto. I've had it, kind of messed around a little bit with it. Went between the 3 characters, but never really did any missions or anything like that. So I want to get into that, which is a very long game. Play some more of The Sims 4 and see what all these new jobs do and what new items I can unlock. Finish Voyages, however you say it, Visage. Can never pronounce that word right. It's not released. It only has 1 chapter, Lucy's story. I'm guessing as they do hot fixes to chapter 1, they're working on chapter 2. So I'm waiting for that chapter 2 to come out. But I'm guesstimating I'm about halfway through the first chapter. I didn't know how to keep the second ghost guy away from me because light wasn't working. So I was basically told, have a lot of pills and cameras, that you don't need the lighter for this part of it. So to drop any lighters you have and just stock up on pills. Okay, I'll try it. And I do know I have to go to the second bathroom, retrieve something, and then go down to kind of like the basement area to a mannequin. So I save that game as often as I can, just because you can die very quickly in it. But they've done good in updating it. It's only been out since October. I want to say they probably done like 4 or 5 updates. And I want to play some of the Dying Light DLC and The Walking Dead Overkill. So I went and I found out on Humble Bubble that The Walking Dead Overkill, if you don't want to get the $90 package or the $70 package, that you can buy just Season 1 for $30. They call it the Starter Edition. But it's going to cost you another $30 for Season 2 anyways. So I have extra weapons and skins and stuff on mine. And Season 2 is included. So basically what they're saying is that every season that they come out with will have 10 missions and 5 side quests. And you will have new characters to find, new weapons, maybe new medication that's better, things of that nature. And you do have the 4 unlocked characters, but there are 2 characters that are locked. And you have to do whatever you have to do to unlock them. They don't tell you what you have to do. They don't tell you if it's a boy or a girl, or what their specialty is, or anything like that. So it's just like, try to figure out what you have to do, get it done. Although I do like the girl. I think her name's Ashley. She's the redhead. I do go with her, so I like her. I'm on mission 3, but it's hard because I can't find anybody to play with. And my husband's, yesterday, he was just trying to get all his work done. Because he has exams. So he has an exam Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And then Thursday will be his last day, unless he needs to do something online for some reason. And then he'll be done. So I have my journal, my posting, and my last project due for my English, and then for my human bio class, my final project, and I have an exam and a posting. And then I'll be done. So, yeah, next week I We'll be working very, very heavily on it. I'm just going to wait for my husband to kind of look at it to see where I need to put these breaks in for the paragraphs. Then I'll submit it to my teacher tomorrow, since that'll be Saturday and it's not so early. And then I'll submit it also tonight to eTutoring in hopes by Tuesday I will hear back from them. And then I can just see what happens. I'm hoping that the teacher's actually going to give us some feedback on this. Like, you don't have enough examples, or you don't have enough heavy proof of what you're talking about, and it's just word of mouth or stories. And then this way I can try to see what I can do. But she's really not giving a lot of time. If I have to find an actual peer study or something to try to prove what I'm saying, it's going to be very difficult to do in 5 days. But we'll see. So I hope everybody has a great day. It's very cold out today. It's going to be -0 tonight. And I will probably do another live stream when some more gifts come in. Peppy's got 2 boxes, the Bark box and the Bully Make box coming, so I can unbox them for you. We're going to skip 2 weeks on every plate because it is, $30. With the delivery, it's closer to $40. And we need to do food shopping and stuff, so we can do a lot more with $40 than make 3 meals, the way I shop. So I do the meats bulk, and I buy a lot of frozen vegetables. They're a lot better and healthier than canned stuff. So I like to do that and just fill up our small freezer. I'll buy like 2 of everything, 2 mixed vegetables, 2 corns, 2 peas, 2 broccoli, 2 mixed with, the carrots and the broccoli and everything in it, and like 4 of the pepper, mushrooms, and onions, and I buy everything like that, and salads we have, and it's just much easier to get things done. It's not going to go bad. You don't have to worry about that if you're not in the mood to have a real healthy meal in the winter. And then my husband, he likes some seafood. I don't eat seafood. And he likes his steaks. I don't like red meat. I don't mind hamburgers, but I'm not really red meat eater. So he likes his steaks, and he likes his ribs. So we stock up on that kind of stuff for him, that he can just pop in the oven real quick, and he'll just have that with like a baked potato or something. Yeah, so I'm very tired. So I hope everybody has a great day. Again, when I get some more grades in, I will let everybody know what's going on. In my bio class, I won't have it until after class, other than my exam, which is a timed 20-minute exam online. So I will know right away what I get. It's just my final project I won't. But if I can knock out the final exam, which is on the reproductive system, that should definitely give me like an 89 before the project is due. And I got 100 on last week's posting on cancer of your reproductive organs, and everybody was just concentrating on the women, but I also included the men, and I was the first one out of 2 students to talk about how the HVP shot is not only for women, but it is for men, and it does help with certain cancers for them. One being your esophagus on men, which is interesting because everybody just assumes the shot is only for teenage girls because you hear more about it in the commercials, and that's not true. So, bye guys. Have a great day. Any cell phone games that you know of that you would like me to do a small review on, just let me know the name of it, and I have no problem doing this, or applications. As long as I don't have to pay for something, I will do it for you guys. Thank you guys. Have a great day.